Hello everyone, this is the fourth TWL Talks. So if you're new here, my name is Igor. I'm a Brazilian photographer based in Berlin, Germany. And the TWL Talks is just a series of videos that is just raw videos. So I just talking in front of the camera, no edits, no cuts. And every time I record, I have a specific topic in mind. So it has been a while since I recorded a TWL Talk, and this was because I spent 1 month in India. I was there for a work travel, but I also end up trying to do some photography there. And today I want to share a little bit about this experience and of course talk about gear that I took there in this trip to India. So let's start about the gear. Uh, when I when I was planning what to bring to India, I was thinking, okay, what was my idea? And my main idea said, okay, in India, I think is a good place to shoot street photography. So I was thinking, okay, I will do a lot of street, but also since this was not a photography trip, I should not carry too much gear. So I decided to only choose one camera body, and I decided to choose the Sony Alpha 7C2, which is a small full frame camera, and I only decided to choose zoom lenses, the Sigma 24 to 70, a DCD and Art, and the Sony 7200 G Master 2 attached to um, my Sony 7C2. And for that, I also decided to take a Viltrox 2x teleconverter. So if you saw my reels, you know that arriving there in India, I didn't shoot much of street photography. I was not sure if this was because I was in a small village in the state of Kerala and the street photography there was not calling my attention, but I didn't feel comfortable doing street photography there. But I decided to shoot nature. So I decided to shoot more birds, to shoot more plants, to shoot more wildlife. So we did some trips around the state of Kerala and went to some national parks and tried to see some animals. And for that, the Vitrox 2x teleconverter helped me a lot because for wildlife, especially birds, we need a larger focus length, so we need a big larger range. So I needed to attach it to my 7200 to give me this range to capture the birds and animals which were far away. And talking about still talking about gear, what I brought. So since it was not a photography trip, I decided I will not carry a very big tripod, so I decided to go for this one here. So this one in fact is a table tripod from Small Rig, but I bought an extension tube. So this is the extension tube here, and with this extension tube then I can get this table tripod and a little bit higher position. So this is the tripod that I choose to this small trip, and to sincerely I didn't even use the tripod a lot. I was mostly shooting handheld, but this is also an alternative if you want to travel in a lightweight and in a small package, because yeah, these table tripods can become a very good useful in the field as well, not only as a table tripod. Another thing that I brought to this trip was this here. This is the PGY Tech One Go Rope Strap bag. I mentioned this bag before, and since I was also not carrying a lot of bags on me, this bag went in my carry-on, and this bag was used to protect the gear. But when I arrived there, this became my daily bag. So I was always carrying this around everywhere. So this was mostly part of me. So it is really good because it's very light. So yeah, especially when we carry photography gear in airplanes, we are always worried about the weight of our luggage, and this very light side bag was really useful. Once to protect the gear, but we're arriving there, it's amazing how much gear we can fit in here, and I can always carry my camera in my everyday use. But as my carry-on bag, talking about my carry-on bag, that was my camera bag. That was my 100 Provoke 31 liters version 4. And inside here, yeah, I was carrying all my utilities that like filters, lens. There's something else that I also took in my trip because I was thinking maybe I will need some artificial light, and the artificial light that I usually take during travel, the very small one. This is the Zion 20 watts RGB. So it was nice to have this small light with the barn doors. We can also have some a diffuser here and a honeycomb. So it's a very small light, but it's very powerful, 20 watts, and it can help. I was thinking, yeah, maybe I will do some portraits there. So maybe it's useful to carry a small light. I was not carrying a flash, but yeah, this is small RGB light was also very useful because I did a portrait shoot there in India, and I needed this small light to play with the light a little bit, especially because it was a sunset shoot, and we were still shooting when it was a little bit dark. So this small light helped me a lot. So talking about this trip to India, uh, doing nature photography, more wildlife photography and birding photography was very interesting for me. I never thought I was gonna do that because I never had the patience. You know, usually when I do photography, I do it and I don't wait for the right moment. I don't wait for the right time. I don't have the patience to sit and wait until my subject passes through the right light, or sit and wait until the light is in the nicest point. Especially when I'm traveling, I try just to take photos as I walk, as I go, without stopping too much. But when we do wildlife photography, that's not an option. You have to sit, wait with patience. And this was one thing that helped me a lot, I think, because I never had this patience, but there in India, waiting for the birds, waiting for the wildlife, helped me develop this patience for waiting for the right uh, moment and for the right photography. So this was a very interesting learning for me because this was always on my goal. I say, hi, I need to improve my photography by waiting for the right moment, and maybe having photography trips that I'm there just to take one photo. Like I just wait for the whole day for just for one photo. That'll be the photo, but I never did that. Not that I did that in this trip to India. Probably not. I was not there waiting that much, but I was waiting. I was waiting for the birds to appear, the birds to fly, or even the birds to get a fish. So it was really interesting to see that I can do that. And maybe it was not I was not expecting to do that, but it was a nice surprise for me. And I think when it took me a little bit out of my comfort zone. I was not even prepared with my gear. If I knew I was going to do wildlife photography, I probably would take a longer lens from Sony, maybe a 200 to 600 or 400 to 800. But I was not prepared to do that. So I had to improvise, and of course, the Lutrox 2X teleconverter helped me a lot with that. And that would be really nice to shoot on this bird photography with the right lens. Another thing that I miss is that I probably should uh, packed my 7CR, because the 7CR is has 61 megabytes, and if I use the crop mode I could get even more reach with the 7200 plus the Viltrox 2x teleconverter, and in a crop mode I would get more reach if I use the crop mode in my 7CR. I could also use the crop mode in 7C2, but the 7C2 is only 33 megapixels, and in the crop mode you would go to 12, 14 megapixels. So in the 7CR with 61 megapixels, in the crop mode you would go to 33 more or less, which is the same as the 7C2. So it would give me much more reach to take some photos, but it was a very nice experience. Next time I will probably take the 7CR for my trip. So lesson learned, always take the 7CR, and or always take two bodies of camera. And it's but the main point for me is that I could get out of my comfort zone again, because the first time I got out of my comfort zone photography was to shoot portraits, which is now something that I do like weekly, shooting portraits. But get out of my comfort zone and trying to do this therapy. I think I am calling this like a therapy of photography, just exercising your patience, exercise your moment, relax and wait for the right time. And I think this is really good for improving ourselves. So I will try to do it more. I'll try to go to places here in Germany. Now we are getting to the spring, so there is a lot of forests that are getting green again. So I'll probably try to look for some parks, some national parks around here, and try to look for birds. So this is one thing that I would do. I think it's a fun experience. And of course, for that, I'll probably need to buy another lens, a bigger lens. And in the beginning of the year, I was saying, yeah, I probably will not change much of my gear, but I look at that. I'm already thinking on buying a new lens. So yeah, things change, plans change, and in photography, we're always learning, we're always discovering. And this is one thing that I discover, and I will try more and see if I will like it or not. And there is one more news, is that because of all this experience taking especially bird photography in India, I decided to open a third channel. So now there's TWL Nature for more nature photography. So we have the travel with lenses on Instagram. We have also the TWL portraits for my portraits. And now we also have the TWL Nature for more nature and more wildlife and bird photography. So this is it for today, and I hope to see you in the next time. Bye.